Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Lobby Talks. James isn't with us this week, so you were lucky enough to have me hosting this event for you. So my name is Bill. I'm community manager at Atollo. This week, we've got a fantastic guest with us. We're very lucky to have him with us. His name's Sam Riches. He's got an extremely colourful and diverse background in hospitality. Welcome, Sam. How are you doing?
Thank you, Bill. Very well, thank you. Very well. Yeah, busy as I'm sure everyone is, but doing very well.
Good, man. It's good to be busy again, hey?
It is good to be busy. Yeah, I think we've all welcomed that. I didn't realise how busy it was going to be, but it's good. It's good.
Fantastic. So, you join us here in Lobby Talks. The first thing we always do is we ask you to send us a picture of your favourite lobby, your favourite hotel lobby. Where are we, Sam?
Well, I am a little bit biased because obviously I'm at Nobu Portman Square, which is my current baby, the one that I'm looking after at the moment. So yeah, we're in the lobby of Nobu Portman Square. We actually opened in April or December for a couple of weeks, and then we opened in April fully. And I have to say, it is a stunning lobby. So I'm pretty proud to be in that lobby today.
Fantastic! It looks amazing. So it's almost brand new. Is that right?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So it was an old hotel, an old Radisson, and it was completely ripped down and started again. So it's completely new. So yeah, it's still got that new hotel smell, which is nice.
Great, fantastic. Well, hopefully next time we talk, maybe it can be sat in that lobby with
for sure.
Perhaps at the bar with a nice glass of something cold would be nice, perhaps.
With a bit of sushi on the side, that'd be good.
I mean, if you're offering, then I'll take it happily.
Always.
So look, fantastic. Thanks for using again, Sam. So the first section is basically we would love to hear a summary of your career in roughly 60 seconds. I think you might struggle to squeeze it all into a minute, but give us your best rendition of your career in 60 seconds.
Wow. Okay. To summarize in 60 seconds. So essentially, I've been working in hospitality for about 25 years now. I was in food and beverage, studied hospitality and hotel management for about 6 years, and was in food and beverage for the first 6 or 7 of those, and then joined Four Seasons in 2005 in sales, and then ever since I've been in sales and marketing. So I worked at Four Seasons, then I was at the Westbury. I went to Taj Hotels in global sales. I opened up the Bulgari in Knightsbridge. I worked at the London Edition just after that opening. Then I opened the Curtain in Shoreditch, and now I'm here at Nobu, and I've opened this hotel, and I've been here about 2.5 years now. So yeah, it's been a long career, and I have to say I've loved every moment of it.
Fantastic, that's amazing. So yeah, the Curtain in Shoreditch. Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. That's amazing. I mean, I think that's a fantastic sort of career that you've had there. You definitely don't look old enough to have had those 25 years, I have to say, Sam.
That's why I love you, Bill. That's why I love you. You're definitely getting sushi now, that's for sure.
I mean, this is basically what I'm doing now, just bartering so we can get extra sushi. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm impressed.
I mean, yeah, that's the skills. Perfect. Let's move on to our first proper section, which is called Good Day, Bad Day. So this section is based all around the sort of trials and tribulations that we know we all feel in hospitality. It's an industry filled with extreme highs and unfortunately some quite extreme lows too. So look, we'd love to hear from you. What do you want to go for first? Your good day or your bad day? It's your choice.
Good day or bad day? I think I'll tell you what. Let's get the bad day over and done with, and then we can talk about the good day.
I like your thinking.
Yeah, I guess it is a difficult question to answer because, as you said, in hospitality, you can have highs and lows, hour to hour, day by day, week by week, and especially with openings. I think that roller coaster of emotions is even more exaggerated, I would say. But I think for me, a bad day is when I don't feel like I've achieved what I should do. I'm quite ambitious. I like to win, and if I come away and don't feel like we've achieved, then that feels like a bad day for me. Um, I I would say actually it's probably a fairly recent experience, and that was last December. We I'd been at the hotel for then at that point a year and a half. We've been ramping up. With the hotel opening, you get very emotionally involved. It really becomes your baby. It becomes your life, and we had opened up and spent all of that time recruiting, training, doing all of the inductions. I'd spoken to the Nobu stakeholders, so I've got videos welcoming the team and wishing everyone good luck from Robert De Niro and Chef Nobu and whatnot. And we've been open 13 days. And then, of course, the inevitable happened last December. And we were told to close and just to shut it down, it was heart-wrenching at the time. I will say it was heart-wrenching. We made the decision to open knowing that there was a chance that, of course, we might have to close again, and we did. And it was a very difficult time to send everyone home and say, do you know what, pack up. It's not going to happen for a few more months. And so that was a very difficult day, I have to say. And then, fast forward to today, and we essentially have a full hotel, a full restaurant. We have a full lounge and bar, and things are going incredibly. And actually, when you look back, we're going through a budget season at the moment, and we've looked at the staff retention of those people that were there at that point, and we've currently got 98% of those people are still with us today, which is an incredible achievement and makes it kind of all worthwhile. So in that it was a bad day, it's also very fulfilling to fast forward 10 months and know that we have achieved exactly what we set out to. So I guess there's always a silver lining, right?
For sure, yeah. And I think we can safely say that you probably wouldn't be alone in putting that close to the top of your list in terms of bad day for anyone in hospitality. I know I was certainly on the sharp end of that stick when the pandemic hit. Yeah. I mean, where everyone for the most part, came from a background in hospitality. And Atolo as an organisation was born by people from the hospitality industry that wanted to try and make a difference and help those that were in a similar position to us. So yeah, I can totally relate, and we do hear stories like that a lot about the sort of real time adversity that we faced during the pandemic, but then how people have adapted, how people came out of it, and it's one of those classic sort of tales that you can come out of it stronger and with lessons learned. Obviously, we know sadly a lot of people couldn't, but there was a metaphor that someone told me about the other day, and they likened the hospitality industry and the pandemic to Japanese ceramic that's broken up into pieces, but when it's glued back together, it's done with glue with a silver lining all in it. And I thought that was quite a nice way to think of it, as like, the industry as a whole was kind of broken into all of these pieces, but now it feels like it's coming back together. It's coming back together with gilded edges, like you say, because we've got through it, and we're going to come back stronger than ever before.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And there is silver linings, and we really looked after everyone. It's when you kind of you understand the fiber of the fabric of your ownership, and they looked after everyone, and actually because we were in an opening, there was more of a long-term strategy for ownership. And actually one of the biggest things that we did was reach out to all our counterparts where we could and say, look, we know there's not much we can do, but if there's anything, then let us know. That was one of our biggest things to say. How can we help the industry as well? So yeah, it was a tough time, but
fantastic.
But I think we're moving through it.
Yeah, and I can also totally, understand from a personal standpoint too. It's very easy to get caught up in what's going on in the wider industry and look after everyone. But ultimately, there's a lot of personal, as you say, you're very attached to that project. You've been working on it, and it's your baby for that long, and then that rug is just pulled out from under your feet. I can definitely understand why that would be your bad day for sure.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing. Let's lighten the mood. Good day. What have you got for us?
Yeah. So good day. This is probably a more difficult question to answer, because I have to say I love my career. I love my job. The last 15, 20, 25 years for me has just been incredible, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And so actually thinking about what is the best day is very difficult, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad problem to have. I actually went back quite a way, and so in 2001 I started working at Claridge's. So at the time I was sort of 18, turning 19. It was part of my university degree, and I remember the first couple of days. So I get fitted for a suit, double-breasted jacket. I start in the lobby. I'm a waiter. I'm serving afternoon tea and breakfast and whatnot. And after 2 or 3 days, I had met all of these celebrities, all of these incredible people, businessmen, and it was just an incredible feeling. I knew from fairly early age that I wanted to be in 5-star hotels, and working there and being surrounded by all these glamorous people and all these this incredible surroundings. I remember calling my mum and dad, which I would do back then when I was 18. I should call them more often, and saying, I just feel like I'm exactly where I should be right now. This is where I should be. It was an incredible feeling, and I think that's really where I caught the bug and said, 5-star is the way for me. And I was so proud of what I was doing, and wanted to make sure that every day in my career I was a little bit prouder of what I was doing and always achieved a little bit more. So I've gone back quite a way to find one of my good days, but it really is some of those grassroots of the bug that I got for the industry, and I love it. I love it to pieces. So yeah, so that's been one of my good days. But it could be the first international sales trip that I did, or a day where I've absolutely nailed everything on my to-do list, to meeting some incredible people. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by such a sort of a dynamic experience. So yeah, choosing the good day is probably the hardest, but I like to go back to that time, because that was when it really felt amazing.
Great, and it's a great problem to have, to not be able to pick when is you. And I think hospitality is one of those careers that is strewn with those big milestones constantly, because it's not only about getting a promotion or something like that. It's strewn with customer-led milestones too, and customer-led good days. You're not the only person that's influencing how good a time you're having, which I think is why we wanted to create this section, to tell some of those stories, because like you say, the contributing factors to your great day was the environment you were in, the people that you were surrounded with, and that's one of the fantastic things about hospitality. And that's why, if you're a hospitality person, if you want that, that's why it's such a gratifying industry to be in, because you love being around those people, and they contribute to your own well-being and your happiness, and and you get to get up in the morning and feel excited about supplying fun to other people, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing, making people feel comfortable, happy, exceeding their expectations, and ultimately you are part of a community. And I think the older I've got and the longer in the industry I've been, I think you realize how small that community becomes. You're really a tight-knit family. When I go to a trade show now, I'm surrounded by essentially friends, whether that be, hospitality counterparts or clients or whatever it might be. You're surrounded by friends, and it's a lovely place to be.
Mm. And so, Sam, you did mention that there was lots of celebrities and famous people in that room. Do you care to name a few that were in that room at the time?
Couldn't possibly. Do you know what? Actually, I can, because it was 20 years ago. So I'm probably out of the NBA now. People like sharing a lift with Diana Ross, and
wow,
serving afternoon tea to Mick Jagger, and these kind of people. Yeah, like proper A-list superstars. And especially when you're 18, your eyes are opened, and it's an amazing place to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. That's not like I'm a celebrity sort of standard. That's like that.
I can't see Mick Jagger on I'm a Celebrity.
No, definitely not. Well, that's incredible. We love stories like that here. That's exactly what Lobby Talks is for. So look, let's move on a bit. Let's switch and let's go to the next section. Another fun one, which is your last day on Earth. I'll set the scene. I'll set the scene for you. Let's imagine tomorrow is the last day on Earth, but
okay.
I've got
I thought this was upbeat, Bill.
It is. There's a silver lining against that. This is all about silver linings. So let's imagine tomorrow's the last day on Earth, but luckily for you, the collar's got a golden ticket for you, which gets you access to whatever you want in the world to stay over, your favourite room, access to your favourite hotel to eat to your favourite restaurant, to eat your favourite meal anywhere in the world. Oof. And a ticket to your favourite event or experience so you can spend your last night on Earth having fun. So Where are you going to take us, Sam? Tell us.
Well, this is going to sound biased, but it's absolutely genuine. Okay. Let me paint the scene. So last January, before we even knew what COVID was, I went to Los Cabos. So I took my then girlfriend, and we had the most amazing time at Nobu Los Cabos. I mean, it was incredible. They really looked after us. The room was amazing. I don't know what it was about that particular time, but we would sit on our balcony looking over the sea, and there would be whale after whale and pods of dolphins going, past. It was genuinely magic. And then one of the nights, about 3 nights in, we've gone to one of the little cabanas. We've got some champagne, and I've asked her to marry me. So that was a very magical time for me. And we often talk about it, especially, you can imagine, mid-lockdown. Bearing in mind that was a couple of months before lockdown, mid-lockdown, where we start saying, where would we rather be right now? And we always go back to that time. It was an incredible time. We both absolutely love sushi. So we ate there a few times, as you can well imagine. And I think I'd want that night again. I think that's where I'd want to be.
Amazing. So, I mean, first of all, Farah, who's here with me controlling all the video stuff, almost burst into tears then when you said that you that you asked your partner to marry you. So yeah, you've definitely touched the hearts of everyone in the room here. But also props for again a fantastic director of sales and picking up the Nobu place. Well done. But it does sound like a magical evening.
It was, yeah.
So we're going for the where was it again? The Nobu where?
It's Nobu Los Cabos in Mexico, and I can't remember the room number, but I would definitely ask for that room again.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so where were you sat when you were having dinner, watching all the whales and dolphins? That sounds amazing.
Fortunately, I mean, we were there for about 7 days, and fortunately, every single day, no matter where we sat, as long as we were facing the sea, there were whales jumping. It was absolutely incredible. The point that I asked her to marry me was on the beach in a cabana with a glass of champagne in hand. But even from the balcony of our room, we would be able to see that. Of course, it's the hot weather, which we don't exactly get copious amounts of here in the UK. It was just a magical time. And again, being a hotelier myself, it just reminds you why we do what we do. You know, these are not, you know, just beds for a night. These are not just transient places that you go and forget about. They can be. There are times where you just need a bed for the night, but we're creating experiences here. We're creating memories for literally for life, and I think that spurs you on to just be more innovative, more imaginative, and provide even more for the people that are coming through the doors. Because we're making memories here, and I don't think we should forget that. It's very easy. I've literally just had my budget presentation today, and it's very easy just to think of the whole thing as a load of numbers on a P&L sheet, but it's not. It's way more than that. It's human, and it's memories, and it's magic.
100%. You're literally singing my tune here. You know, I've spent a long time in the events world, and even when I was putting on things that cost a fiver for a ticket, and it was a small thing, but you know, when someone leaves and you can hear them talking about how they've had the best night ever,
Yeah,
and you know that you created a fantastic memory for those people, and you were the curator of that. I don't think there's any better feeling in the world, to be honest. It's a fantastic feeling.
yeah. There's nothing like it. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Amazing. Well, look, that sounds amazing. I have to come with you next time you go, and you can give me some more free sushi when we get there on the beach.
Fine, done.
Amazing. So look, we're gonna start bringing things to a bit of a close here. It's been fantastic to speak to you, but finally, we'd love to hear your words of wisdom. So the final section is the guest book. This is where you get to leave your comments, leave your mark on the event, and leave your mark on all of our viewers and listeners and our Tolo community. So we'd love to hear from you about your words of wisdom for them.
Okay. I think if anything, you know, hospitality is a very particular industry, but in many ways we share a lot of the same kind of ethos as entrepreneurs or more sort of blue chip corporate. And I think if you're starting your career, or even if you're halfway through or near the end, I think it's so important to absorb, to listen. You know, I always get, throughout my life, I always had that kind of, you've got the gift of the gab and all that sort of stuff. And actually, in your career, it's not about talking or charming or, you know, it's about listening. It's about absorbing. It's about taking everyone else's memories, their good days, their bad days, what works, what doesn't work, and learning from other people's mistakes. And I would also say, try everything. Try everything. When I was in my teens, I'd go and be a barman for a year, so I knew what being a barman was, or a waiter, or I'd go as an assistant manager, or I'd go into events like you were saying, Bill. Then I'd go into sales, and even when I was in sales, I'd want to look after corporate, but then after a few years, I want to look after group, which gives you this incredible 360 of the hotel or the department, the hotel, the industry. It allows you to absorb everything. So I would say, listen, ask questions, put the ego aside, and just try everything, and enjoy it, because it's an amazing industry. So just enjoy it.
For sure. Once again, I think we're on the same wavelength with a lot of what you've just said. I couldn't agree more. I think one thing we do say to a lot of our Tolo community members that are in the early stages of their career, or even students, is that you're really blessed in hospitality to have, like you say, multiple paths that you could possibly go down.
Yeah.
And you're also blessed in that you have quite easy access to them, and you can jump around, and you can also come back to the ones that you really enjoyed. Yeah. I know that I've done that before, and I also feel like, you know, like you said, I think doing it while you're young, and in the sort of early stages of your career, and even into your mid-career, I would totally advise to. I think you've got a bit more energy when you're young to do it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, you've got a bit more energy, a few less commitments, I would say too. So you can jump around, and you also have the fantastic opportunities to go in a different country if you want, and those skills are completely transferable, which is a fantastic thing about our industry.
Yeah, follow your nose and do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. And you're right. You do have incredible opportunities to go through so many different paths in hospitality. There's too many just to settle on something that doesn't quite, feed your soul.
Yeah, for sure. Amazing. Well, look, absolutely fantastic to speak to you, Sam. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak to myself and speak to our members, both current and future. I'm sure this won't be the last we hear of you. It'd be great for you to come back. Just a few notes would be that our next lobby talks is next week, next Tuesday. On the screen now, there we go, with Eric Eklund. He's been a mentor with us since from the very, very early days. He's a real human connection specialist who's going to have some really interesting insights. So that's Tuesday, 2nd of November from 12:30 British time. Once again, Sam, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure this won't be the last we hear from you. Thank you for your time.
Not at all. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll be making sure that I watch Eric next week.
Perfect. Thanks, Sam. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, Bill. Take care.